Gibson! What's up, Gibson?
Do not interrupt me again.
According to the Attorney General of the United States, she posted that the evidence shows Kilmar Abrego Garcia has repeatedly been identified as a member of MS-13 by a Maryland County Police Gang unit, which I introduced for the record, a reliable confidential informant, ICE officers, an immigration judge agreed, and an appellate board agreed.
So you have, is that a court order? Well, I object.
No, she can put anything she wants in the record. She's not complying to your request, Mr. Goldman.
She asked for unanimous consent.
Okay, so you're objecting to her putting that into the record?
I am objecting subject to a clarification. Is that a court order that establishes that he's a member of MS-13?
An immigration judge agreed that he was MS-13.
For bail.
An appellate board agreed.
Don't misrepresent.
Hold on.
A judge.
Everybody pause. We're going to let one person talk at a time. You ask a question. Answer the question, please.
According to the Attorney General of the United States, she informed the country that an immigration judge agreed that your Maryland man, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, is MS-13. An appellate board agreed. ICE officers
are misstating what the
reliable
Mr. Goldman, the clock is not yours right now. She has the floor. Please continue answering the question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Goldman's a Jew.
Maryland County.
She's not answering the question, sir.
No, she's going to answer the question, and then you can object to her answer.
Make sure that she answers the question.
Finish answer. You just said, please finish your answer.
A Maryland County Police Gang unit agreed that he's MS-13. A reliable confidential informant agreed that he's MS-13. ICE officers agreed that he's MS-13. An immigration judge
Got 5 over on
agreed
YouTube.
that he's
Y'all
MS-13.
do a thumbs up and leave a
appellate
comment.
board agreed that Kilmar Abrego Garcia, your Maryland man, is MS-13.
Okay.
I
Have the
object.
floor. What do you want to say?
I object because she is misstating the record and the facts. That is not accurate, and therefore I object to that being introduced.
Mr.
Sir, can
Chairman?
I explain? You let her go on.
Go ahead.
There is no final court order establishing that he's a member. Maybe he is. So you should put all that evidence before a judge, and if he is MS-13, he should be deported. That's what we're talking about, but you're misstating what all of that evidence is.
No, I think I'm going to make a point here. You basically just read what the Attorney General said, correct?
Yes, sir.
You didn't assert that this was a court order, did you? Did you assert that this was a court order?
I read the Attorney General of the United States.
And you have a right on our committee to submit for unanimous consent or a vote if we want to put it to a vote. This for the record, correct? Is that it?
Yes.
That is correct. Okay,
Mr. Chairman,
you have the right.
Can I review what she is submitting?
No, she can submit something to this committee.
But it matters that she just said she represented exactly what the Attorney General said. She has a document there. I would like to see that document.
Let's make a copy for
see it
everybody,
for representation.
and we'll vote on. I'm going to hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. Brief recess. All right. So we have a motion to vote on the submission of this for the record. That's all that has
That's
been
why our
stated.
country's in
And
such bad
so
shape
I-
because of
do
this
not
bullshit
interrupt
they
me
go
again.
through.
We
Hello?
are on the vote on
Hello?
whether or not this can be entered into the
Hello?
record, and a motion has been made, and we will vote on that motion.
Given that this is a tweet from the Attorney General
Hello?
that is effectively, I believe, consistent with what Ms. Taylor Greene says, I withdraw my objection.
Hello? Hey. You gotta have it today, Jody. Well, it ain't doing us no fucking good if they can't fix it today. This guy's got to go out here. He's got a load out here. Yeah. They can't go ahead and knock that out right quick. Well, ask him if he can knock it out right quick. We need it back today. His tech won't be there till 6 in the morning. I thought he was going to lunch. Yeah, see if they will. I ain't doing no damn good.
People that live over here, they don't buy.
Moments earlier today in South Central LA.
Oh, shit. Okay, go ahead and leave it down there and let them do it. Buck will swing by there in the morning. What time do they open? Buck can be over at 8 o'clock in the morning then. See if it'll be ready by 8. Ask them, see if it'll be ready by 8. I ain't paying until it's done. What? I don't understand about that. Why I got to pay
Cell phone video
early.
capturing the confrontation between a group of neighbors and law enforcement officers in LA County Sheriff's Department uniforms outside a home near 49th and McKinley.
Someone told us that the ice was outside. So when we came to see it, by the time we got outside, we saw these are quiet people that live over here. They don't bother nobody, you know, and they was there and they were just all over the place. They claimed they weren't ICE, but yes, they were.
But law enforcement says that is not the case.
Huh?
The Sheriff's Department telling KTLA the activity was part of an ongoing investigation and not connected to ICE. But the people we spoke with are convinced that's not true.
They were laughing in people's faces. They were saying, you guys are so ignorant. We're not even like ICE, but the reality is that even if they weren't, which I think they were because they were ripping people apart.
Today's confrontation pointing to the growing concern in the community. Ron Gochez is with Union del Barrio and says the organization has been patrolling the streets looking for immigration enforcement activity since 2020.
What we're seeing right now in South Central is resistance. The people came out on 49th and McKinley and they were denouncing the sheriffs for taking away a 3-year-old little girl. And people right now in this neighborhood are driving around. The youngsters are on their scooters, on their bikes. They're patrolling the neighborhood looking for ICE because they know that our community right now is under severe attack. They're kidnapping people.
At this point, Gochez says people here feel they have no choice but to stand up and take action, worried they're not sure who they can trust.
The politicians aren't doing anything for us. The police and the sheriffs are helping. They're collaborating with ICE.
Tense moments earlier today in South Central LA. cell phone.
They lied.
Okay.
They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass
Okay.
destruction. Obviously, the war in Iraq was a big, fat mistake, all right? Now, you can take it any way you want, and it took Jeb Bush, if you remember at the beginning of his announcement, when he announced the president, took him 5 days. He went back. It was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. Took him 5 days before his people told him what to say, and he ultimately said it was a mistake. The war in Iraq, we spent $2 trillion, thousands of lives. We don't even have it. Iran is taking over Iraq with the second largest oil reserves in the world. Obviously, it was a mistake.
So
George Bush made a mistake. We can make mistakes, but that one was a beauty. We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East.
But so you still think he should be
I think
impeached?
it's my turn, isn't it?
You do whatever you want. You call it whatever you want. I want to tell you, they lied.
Okay.
They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass
Okay.
destruction.
All right. Governor.
Catch it, stress calls that others will do that you, family, no good at this stage. We know where you are, the family are at all times, and we can hear you breathing. We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He's an easy target, but it's safe there. We're not going to take him out kill, at least not for now, but we don't want missiles shot at civilians or American soldiers. Our place is wearing thin. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Indicated in defamation trial at My Pillow page 0 fully exonerating. There's the Chapman's gonna hit. Hey, what's up? Ready for what? I ain't paying shit. I ain't paying shit. It ain't $500.
Illegal entrance to the United States.
We're on the phone here.
15,000. You know what the number was the last 24 hours? 178. 15,000 to 178. Unprecedented success.
With what?
On an average day in the Biden administration, known gotaways. People we knew crossed the border because they're on video, drone traffic or essential traffic. Crossed the country, crossed the border, weren't apprehended, weren't fingerprinted, weren't vetted. Average day under Joe Biden, more than 1,800 gotaways.
You ready?
Yesterday, 38.
No, I don't give my card out to nobody.
38 too many? We'll get that to 0. But we went from 1,800
I can't
to
get
38.
you. Can I give you all
And finally, that was said earlier, under the first 100 days, or it was actually January 20th to April 1st, last year, 184,000 illegal aliens were released into the United States. Under this administration, 9. 4 of them were material witnesses in a criminal investigation. We need them here to testify in a serious criminal trial. 4 was extreme medical condition. We couldn't return them because they were in such bad shape. And 1 was humanitarian issue. This is unprecedented success. The border is secure. President Trump saving lives. President Trump has proven no one does it better than President Trump. There is no equal, it's not even close. So God bless the men and women of the Border Patrol. God bless the men and women of ICE who strap a gun to the hip every day, put on a Kevlar vest to not only secure our border and protect our national security, but the ICE agents in the interior, they're removing public safety threats and national security threats every day. While you're all sleeping at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, there are men and women out there enforcing the law and making this country safe again. And we're going to keep doing it. It's full speed ahead. So I'll leave it at that.
Awesome. Thank you, Tom, and thanks for all your great efforts. We do want to open it up to questions. If you have border-related questions for Mr. Holman, and I'm also happy to take any non-border-related questions. I'm happy to take border questions too, but Tom is here offering his time, so we encourage you to ask him questions. We'll start with our new media seat today. As always, Rogan O'Hanley, former Hollywood entertainment lawyer, I didn't know that, Rogan, who got fed up with the far-left ideologies of California and now posts conservative political commentary online for his more than 7 million followers across all major platforms. He joins us today from the great state of Florida. Why don't you kick us off today, Ruben?
Thank you, Caroline. In Trump's first 99 days, we've seen a coordinated assault on the rule of law by radical judges. We're thwarting his agenda with an unprecedented number of national injunctions. These judges are providing more due process to violent MS-13 in Tren de Aragua illegal aliens than they did for American citizens who peacefully protested on January 6th. As Stephen Miller has highlighted, it would be utterly ridiculous to have full trials and appeals for the more than 15 million illegal aliens that came across our border under Joe Biden. Many are now calling for Trump to circumvent these radical judges and consider suspending the writ of habeas corpus solely for these illegal aliens in accordance with the terms of Article 1, Section 9 of the United States Constitution, which explicitly allows for such a measure when there is a rebellion or invasion. There's strong precedent for this action, being that it was exercised by three of our greatest presidents, Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses S. Grant, and Democrats' favorite president of all time, FDR. All three of which are not only celebrated by historians, but are immortalized on our national currency with their faces on there. Furthermore, all three used it against American citizens, where in this instance, we would only be using it against illegal aliens. I think almost every reasonable American would agree that 15 million illegal aliens coming across our border under Joe Biden counts as an invasion, especially since many, as you highlighted, are now robbing, assaulting, raping, and killing American citizens. Historic assaults on our republic require reciprocal action from our government. Can you please let us know if
Cassie, I need a taco,
the Trump
please.
administration is planning to suspend
just
the
one taco, Cassie.
habeas corpus to circumvent these radical judges who are infringing on
you do me a taco, I appreciate it. Let me hold a hamburger today.
I have
I'll
not
pay you back
heard,
Tuesday.
Such discussions take place, but I
did I
can
get to?
assure you that the president and the entire administration are certainly open to all legal and constitutional remedies to ensure we can continue with the promise of deporting illegal criminals from our nation's borders. And I also agree with the premise of your question, which doesn't happen in this room often, but I do agree with yours. It is absurd that the previous administration was allowed to allow 15 million that we know about illegal aliens into this country with very little pushback from our judicial branch. But this president is trying to simply enforce our nation's immigration laws and is facing roadblock after roadblock. So we're complying with court orders, but as Tom Homan has said every day, we're going to continue to forge ahead with this mass deportation campaign, and the president is open to all remedies.
Jazz, I need a slurping machine.
If I can also answer
nice machine.
As far as the judges, look, we just arrested a judge, Pam Bondi, for impeding ICE enforcement moves. I said from day one, you don't have to support ICE's operations. You can support sanctuary cities if that's what you desire to do. Sanctuary cities can stand aside and watch ICE keep their communities safe, because any public official, whether you're mayor, city councilman, or governor, their number one responsibility is protection of communities. And ICE has been clear for targeting public safety threats and national security threats. I can't believe there's any elected official, and especially a judge, that doesn't believe we should be doing that, and they should be helping us. But I said from day one, you can sit aside and watch, you can argue against us all you want and protest all you want, but when you cross that line, I've said this 1,000 times, when you cross that line to impediment or knowingly harboring, concealing an illegal alien from ICE, you will be prosecuted, judge or not. And as far as releasing so many people, you know why the Biden administration released millions of people in the United States? No one ever talks about it. I'll talk about it. Why did they release people into the interior of the United States and put them, rather than put them into an ice bed? Why not put them in an empty ice bed at $127 a night rather than in a hotel room at $500 a night? They did it on purpose, because when you put them in an ice detention bed, they get a hearing in 35 days. Court records show 9 out of 10 people claim asylum, get order removal, they're gone. But if you release them and put them in a hotel room at $500 a night, their hearings can be 5, 7, 9 years if you pull out all appeals. And what are they hoping for then? That another Democrat administration is involved. They can warrant amnesty to millions.
Jim, why are you making all that noise?
This country out for future political power.
Buy an ice machine?
The law
yeah, send me up an ice machine there, Cass.
Documentation, you shall be detained. Not maybe, not think about it, shall. And that's what President Trump's doing. Catch and release is over. That's what the law says, and that's what we've done.
Barry.
A question on Abrego Garcia, if I can. The president recently said when it comes to facilitating his release, he's leaving that up to his lawyer. So just to be clear, have there been any negotiations between the U.S. and El Salvador over his release or facilitating his release?
I will tell you what the president of El Salvador told all of you in the Oval Office. El Salvador does not intend to smuggle a designated foreign terrorist back into the United States. He is an El Salvadorian national.
They send him back. That's just fucking wasting money. Los Angeles erupts again. What you need to do is start arresting people. Chapman. Hello? Like that right there? Yeah, go ahead and snatch him to the back. They want to play that bullshit. Go ahead and snatch him to the back. Put him in cuffs. And then hold him until all this shit goes away. I got a carrot for you. It's veiny too.
Peaceful protest.
I want to check his ID.
Don't shoot! This is a peaceful protest!
Chapman. Hey.
Come on, make it fast, guys.
Yes. Chapman. Yeah, I called you. They're making that. They're fixing that line we took out, but it won't be ready till in the morning. And I tried to. I offered. It won't be ready until in the morning. They're fixing that line. The AC people. But look, I offered to pay him more money to get it done today, and they wouldn't do it. They said it'd be in the morning. All right. Hop on your good foot there, buddy. Oh, man down, man down. Whoop him with a stick. Whoop him with a stick. You don't understand English? Drag him. Put the dog on him. You're gonna have to walk, fat boy. I can't keep dragging.
Come on, sir. Tranquilo.
Y'all watch that for a minute. Let me go tell Angel. From downtown LA and her videos are showing signs of riots other than boarded windows.
Hey, we don't want nobody to get hurt. Come on. We don't want nobody to get hurt. Come on. Please. Please.
Rubber bullets. They're just throwing the gas things back at y'all fellas. Cassie said unleash the Marines on.
Hey babe, remember that thing you wanted to try?
Are you serious? Don't play with me like that.
Stop resisting! Oh my god. Hey babe, remember that thing you...
Stop resisting. Should have been beaten on her. Let's see what
Monday, and they replaced all those generals, and I think they just hit the people who they replaced them with just this morning. So Israel has a really strong intelligence agency, you know, spies and stuff like that. So they're not knocking the people; they're trying to hit the regime. And by them attacking Iran like this and making them unstable, remember I told you yesterday they can put a blockade, just starve them, you know. But look, let them.
I heard that that's already. I heard that they're pretty much like that already. Iran is like.
Well, I'm sure they are.
They're surrounded by these Arab countries that have sided with the West.
Sure they are. I'm sure they are. That's how Pearl Harbor got attacked.
So how dangerous are they?
We put a blockade. We put an embargo on. We did it to Japan, cut them off because they didn't leave China alone. That's how we got into World War II in Pearl Harbor. So we pretty much have already blockaded. But the thing is we would rather see them change the regime from within. Let them do it themselves. Create a civil war. Let them do it themselves. And that's the whole object of it, is to keep the boots off for our certain soldiers off the ground. Like you said, Tucker Carlson, you probably have kids that are military age. You know, I don't see why people your age is so scary about war. You ain't going.
If it's like another like Iraq war and all that, I guess so, right? All these fears of World War III, 31. Too young for the 31? Iraq War, too old for World War III. Let's go, baby.
You're young enough to be drafted. If there was World War III.
Too old for the Iran War. Too young.
Look at his nose. You know who he is.
No, I think you might still be. I don't think it'll ever get to that. But I'm I think your generation takes it for granted that since there's not a draft, that there won't be one, which is not true. If it's bad enough, you're only 31. You get called.
If it's not like another Middle East war and it becomes like a larger...
Yeah, the anchor baby. We're going to get his ass up out of here too. He's going back.
Okay. Who am I speaking with?
This is Jamie from Atlanta.
Jamie from Atlanta.
Yeah, you tell Nick we sending his ass back.
Alrighty. You can tell him yourself.
Let me tell him.
Alrighty. Don't put me on hold.
All right, man.
Shut it down. Afghanistan did that too. Afghanistan, everybody used to wear mini skirts and leather coats and afros. And that was under the Shah. Taliban came in and changed that, and the Russians came in. Now you got to remember, the Russians and China helped supply Vietnam. North Vietnam helped them beat us. So when we left Vietnam in the early '80s, the Soviets came to Afghanistan, and we helped Taliban beat them. then we end up going back to Afghanistan. By this time, Afghanistan is nothing but rocks.
Yeah. What I'm trying to familiarize myself with, in case you knew about it, is, well, why did they do that in the first place? Why did these revolutionaries take this hostage? What were they mad about in the first place? I heard that this westernized Iran that you're talking about, this Iran that was freer and like a Vegas, I heard that was because they were under the Shah, and the Shah was installed by the U.S. Are you familiar with that? Are you?
Yeah. So they.
What was that all about? Why were they mad at the Shah? I guess they didn't like the U.S.
But the people that are in charge now, and that's how our embassy got attacked. I think they got those people from the embassy. They were in. If you look it up, they were hostages for over a year, and I think they even made an attempt. Jimmy Carter made an attempt to rescue, and a couple of helicopters went down. One or two soldiers got killed trying to rescue him.
So what I'm getting at is, it seems to me like even then, the story doesn't start quite there either.
Chapman.
It's quite a history. I mean, it's not that we've installed
Chapman.
So there's an even deeper story. It goes even further, huh? I guess I'll have to continue to do my homework here, William. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, and the thing is don't get all bent out of shape about today's events, because this has been long time brewing. They haven't been just talking about Iran. They've been really the last three presidents have been actually talking about invading Iran.
Right.
It's that serious. And you don't want a rogue government with a nuke. Look and see what happened to the Japanese when we dropped those 2 bombs. Do you know how much destruction a nuclear weapon creates?
I'm about to tell everybody, actually.
You got radiation, it's pretty nasty.
Bullshit, ain't no damn nuclear bombs.
There are almost a lot of them dead now, and that were around during Hiroshima and all of that. But those people were probably around 90 to 100. You know, there's people with generations of sicknesses.
But see, that does reveal, though, that this conversation,
Did you know that?
I did not.
People have sicknesses generational from this stuff over in what's that? Hiroshima.
Right.
What is
Hiroshima and
cancer, all kinds of generational sicknesses, and stuff that we have now 12 times stronger. And that's why Ukraine is not.
It seems like when you put something like that simply to me, it's like, yeah, it sounds like I don't want these people to have a nuke. It's just I didn't know that this was the deeper conversation all along.
And they're connected with China.
It's not about a little conflict here. It's not about political peace. It's about does the world want Iran on a map? And it's like, okay.
No, we don't want that. We don't even want North Korea to have one. But see, these rogue countries are connected to our number 1 and number 2 enemies. That's why this has to be stopped. It's not warmongering. It's really been talked about for the last 20 years. They just straight up like they did Iraq.
William.
Can y'all hear him?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. We'll definitely.
I'll open it open your eyes a little bit of it. Yeah. Go ahead.
We've got. Thank you, William. 888-775-3773. Are nukes real?
Nope.
What?
Nope.
I'm going to get right to calls right after this. 888-775-3773. Some of y'all don't even believe in nukes. Do you even know what that is? What the heck is a nuke? You're hearing about bombs and facilities and nuclear facilities. What the heck is all this? Well, the thing is, on the Earth, whether you perceive it as flat or otherwise,
flat,
there exists a little mineral, little element. Okay, it's a little element, uranium. You might know it a little bit. Strange little rock, a little isotope that, they're isotopes. Uranium is a molecule that is radioactive. Okay, meaning it's decaying, letting off energy. Now, when it's found in the Earth in its natural state, sometimes in like a mineral such as uraninite. Uranium is uranium. Mined out of the Earth, deep in the Earth, deep in the rock. They tested it. It's got uranium. It's radioactive. And then they crush it all, and they treat it, and it comes up there, and there's this yellow cake. That's called uranium yellow cake. And this uranium
cake is basically sort of uranium, I believe, hexas-8, right? Hexoxide. Uranium hexoxide. Okay? It's a form of processed uranium from this uranium ore, uranium. And this yellow cake is then processed further into uranium hexafluoride. Now this uranium hexafluoride is interesting because at very low temperatures it's a gas. Okay? In a gaseous state. Now this is important because uranium hexafluoride in its gaseous state allows you to manipulate all these uranium molecules that are in this gas. Now what you do is you then pump all this gas, the uranium hexafluoride gas, into these large centrifuges, okay? These giant machines or whatever, built sometimes to the sides of a...
Dug yourself out of the driveway.
They're big.
Put in the metal thing.
This thing right here, it was sticking up out of the damn ground.
Yeah.
I tripped over it.
Now this spinning gas is full of a number of molecules. And the molecule they look for is uranium-235.
They got me on hold.
And they all have different weights. They all have different molecular weights. What happens when you're spinning this gas at high speed, it separates into these different weighted molecules. And you start concentrating the type of molecule.
Okay, nerd.
At a certain weight. Now you've collected all of this uranium-235, and this is what's called enriched uranium. Enriched uranium. What I've described as this process of taking this uranium mineral and processing it into this concentrated form. After it's out of the centrifuge, it could be processed further depending on the application. Uranium dioxide is this solid crystallized form that you may have seen even in The Simpsons. Maybe it's like uranium rods. You've seen them. It's like a fuel rod. That's how they do it. They use these fuel rods and they power nuclear reactors. So another thing is uranium metal. That's when you want to make bombs out of. Uranium metal. Now this uranium metal, when concentrated in a large enough amount, becomes what's called in the biz a critical mass. Okay, meaning there's enough of it can blow up. And this stuff is emitting energy. And if you're able to smash a neutron type of one of these into this concentrated uranium, you'll begin a chain reaction.
His voice is off.
You will turn to a giant.
You can't hear his voice?
Okay. There's different ways of doing it. You can get this critical mass, and you can get like another critical mass. Put them in this metal enclosure. The secondary critical mass.
Yeah, y'all should be able to hear him through that.
Straps up to like a gun. And you drop it out of the plane, and then somewhere down the way, this initial gun shoots the initial critical mass into the bigger mass, causing an explosion. There's other ways. The implosion type, which is you have the critical mass encased by bombs. And then the initial bombs go off, exerting an immense force onto the critical mass, starting fission, creating your fault. That's nuclear technology for you. Israel strikes Iran.
Yeah, I'm on hold.
You know, Friday. And then Operation Rising Lion and this incredible strike.
It's a delay.
Technologically advanced strike, proving very interesting capabilities.
Hit the thumbs up over there, people.
This strike was driven, and let me give you this correct news here. I just make it correct. This was driven largely by newly gathered and highly valued intelligence.
42 minutes.
They have this lieutenant here talking about it. And so that's what this strike was carried out on Iran because of this newly gathered, high-valued intelligence that showed them they, in fact, do have nuclear weapons. Why they needed to strike them. So on topic of there's actually some interesting info on for those interested in the topic. Concerning intelligence, for example, I mean, America does have intelligence, and they have a position of, in fact, and it goes like this to describe it. 42 intelligence.
You got over there on Kick.
Iran does not have.
They need to be over there on YouTube. You got 3 over there.
Goes back to March 2025. U.S. Director.
Y'all need to go over to the YouTube side and click the thumbs up. Leave a comment.
They continue to assess Iran. They continue to assess that Iran is not constructing a nuclear bomb, and that Supreme Leader Khamenei has not reauthorized a weapons program that was suspended in 2003. And that was from, this DNI. Let me see if I can pull it up here. This is from an official DNI statement from Gabbard. As delivered to the HPSCI on the 2025 annual threat assessment of the U.S. intelligence community. And then further, the U.S. official position on intelligence, as I've gathered, continues here with mid-June 2025. The U.S. intelligence estimated that Iran is still years away from actually producing a deliverable nuclear weapon. And that's and how do they get so? That's like the statements from U.S. intelligence now.
Let's go, Nick.
How does U.S. intelligence even gather such things? How does the U.S. How does the intelligence agencies of the U.S. and of the world, for that matter, how do they make such estimations and gather such things? If you wanted to know, it goes like this. Basically, it comes down to what they call SIGINT, satellite and signals intelligence. These are like basics of the intelligence community. And human intelligence. So what is that? Basically technological surveillance all the way up to satellite and human intelligence. So spies, defectors, informants, and all that. And so that's at the core of this intelligence. And another thing is what's known as the IAEA inspection. The IAEA, and that is the International Atomic Energy Agency. They basically have been closely monitoring Iran for a while. That is up until, and I'm just informing you here, that is up until recently. It became sensitive when basically the JCPOA ended, which was the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Basically the Iranian nuclear vehicle, what they called it, I think. This had to do with Obama, and it ended. It like lapsed, basically. It lapsed, and because of that, the IAEA were not allowed anymore to have the same level of what's called surveillance of Iran's nuclear facilities. So you know that the U.S. intelligence comes from that as well. And that's some of the concerns coming from Israel. Many have their questions about it, on how credible the brand new intelligence that motivated this strike. So that's just a little bit on that, how they gather that and what they're saying. If you find that interesting. The world of nukes and intelligence. They got people like Senator Mark Kelly saying on these capabilities, on this world of nukes and intelligence, there are these facilities in Iran that house what is the purported nukes, right? And the purported technology to have these nukes. They are in Esfahan, Fordow, Natanz. These are the names of the sites in Iran. And it's these sites that the IAEA has surveillance on. Since the withdrawal from the JCPOA, Iran refuses to allow the IAEA to use additional protocols, which granted access to undeclared sites and environmental samples. So anyways, in this world of nuclear intelligence, they're saying these deep sites over there in Iran, they're going to need U.S. help to bomb them.
Would you support if the U.S. decided to strike Iran directly, even if U.S. forces have not been attacked, in order to try to actually eliminate the plant at Fordo or Natanz?
I mean, you know, I would like to see Iran's nuclear capability to be completely disarmed. It is a tough problem. You would have to hit those facilities, the underground facilities with GBU-57. You know, the massive ordnance penetrator, 5,000-pound weapon. The Israelis, not only do they not have the weapon, they don't have the ability to deliver it, even if they did have it, you know, at this point. So, Anderson, this is a complicated problem. I think it's going to be hard, even once you...
So just some of the thoughts out there from people that, I don't know, experts that say that's what's going on. And the thought is, the thinking is, well, there's nothing the capability. I'm coming to... I heard some of that, but now that this stuff is popping out, the information's there. And maybe you have the senator talking about it. So, GBU-57, fascinating technology, pretty cool. I like bombs. It's a major bomb. Pretty cool stuff. GBU-57 goes 60 meters underground, a 15-ton bunker buster, as they call it.
Hello.
And they dropped out of the B-2.
Hey.
Yeah, B-2. Is it called the B-2 Spirit?
Yeah, I'm in the office.
Very American, right? A little piece of tech of aviation history here. This is classic, the B-2. I mean, you've just seen this, I'm sure, video game movies. This is the thing that can, the only thing that can drop them.
They were talking about Richard Cohen's say they got a bunch of them lines.
Yeah, well, I already paid for how this is made. If you couldn't get down to Kearns and get back up here. Yeah, well, I done talked to his boss, the people that own the truck. I done talked to them. They said, all right, in the morning. I told them it'd be in the morning before we got it.
All right, or is he going to take off, though?
Huh?
Is he going to go take his load? He said he got to deliver North Carolina.
He go deliver his load and then be back here in the morning. We'll have the line when he gets back.
GBU-57 bunker buster.
Tell them, you know, we can't help it. They give us the wrong line. And look, they said you can't buy that one line. You got to buy the whole damn system.
That's what the other guy was saying.
Yeah. Mike down at Bubble. Yeah, he said he talked to you.
Shall we get some calls?
It ain't going on.
888-775-3773. We got Elijah.
Just tell him it'll be in the morning.
Hey, Nick. Yeah, I heard in India they had rich
Look, I offered to pay him more money to do it. You know, to do it today. They said the people's in front of us.
Yeah, the Indians have enriched fecal matter to critical mass.
Yeah, that's actually why they do that. So they might be the biggest threat. I don't think they're allowed to.
So you're telling me they're weeks away? They're days away?
No, it's already in the process. I heard that already.
It's tomorrow. Tomorrow they'll have the poop nuke.
It could be any moment. The Pakistanis need to be careful.
Huh? Nick.
Star Wars.
Have they been?
They call him the anchor baby, Nick.
Is it time that India defends itself?
Because Trump's telling Iran they better come to the table or.
Okay, well, now we're getting into weeds.
Oh, yeah.
I support India.
They're always the
I don't know.
I heard Pakis were
Where's
like,
the joke
they
around
had babies
here?
strapped to their chest.
You said what about
Pakistanis? Babies
Pakistanis?
strapped to their chest. Huh?
You said what about Pakistanis?
Oh, they had babies strapped to their chest. So the Indians, like if they did harm any babies, it's because they all had, babies strapped to their chest. But I think only the fake Jews should have fake nukes, you know?
You said what? Who are the fake Jews?
Only the synagogue Revelation, the ones who claim to be Jews but are not. In
What's wrong with
2:9 and 3:9.
Oh, right, I've heard that. They say that Jews today are not real Jews.
Yeah, who knows? It could be the Black Hebrew Israelites because they're pretty mean too.
If today's Jews, not to get too far off the weeds here, but I mean, you're just joking around too. But if the Jews today are not the real Jews, then today's Christians aren't the real Christians. And even today's,
Well, where do you get that at?
Tell me where if I'm off base here. What do you think about it?
Well,
If today's so-called Jews aren't just the Jews of the Bible, and like everybody is
well, every Israelite isn't a Jew. Every Jew is an Israelite. Like Jews come from the house of Judah, but Jews don't claim they're not all the tribes of Israel. So
does the
get that out of the way.
Christians claim a tribe or a house, or the Catholics?
I
Is
think
there
the
anything
Europeans
like that?
that they say like the tribe of Dan came the Danes, the Danish, stuff like that, and like Irish were also different Germanic. You know, just from all different years of research, the internet has a lot of deep info. Just depends on what you want to put your focus into. I didn't really focus on that until recently because it is interesting to try. Maybe no one will really ever know until you see God, because people hardly know what really went on from a year ago. So who's to say?
Yeah, that's all right. I didn't mean to cut you off. Please.
No problem.
So he won his case, Mike Lindell.
Were you joking around about nukes, or do you not believe in it? I have a buddy who sincerely doesn't believe in it.
I'm neither here nor there. I'm on the side of they don't. Like when you see the explosion, it's ridiculous. Like everything gets blown up, but the camera's right there, just absorbs all the impact. The pro nukes are peddling stuff too, right? It's here. It's right, babe.
Buenas tardes, señoritas. ¿Tienen la fecha para las cortes? Bueno, para ver a tu abogado o el juez. El juez o tu abogado, ¿cuál vas a ver? Porque te quiero enseñar dónde vas a ir. El piso. El tercer piso es para ver el juez. Este pasa tu abogado García. ¿Ese sabe dónde estás? Adelante. ¿De qué país son ustedes?
I'll leave you with that, man.
Venezuela, okay.
Well, don't give me a lightning round. Come on.
No, please. You were going to say.
Oh, I thought you.
I don't put you off just saying.
It's just interesting because
you made your point.
It is interesting to discuss. I mean, it's good to have an opinion and not let that opinion have to be. I see people on both sides against miracles. On sides of like fake news or flat earth, like some of flat earth.
No, you're coming back.
Ones that are like pro race travel.
They told me they have an appointment with see their attorneys. Ya pasó, no entraste. ¿Por qué no? Porque tiene miedo, pero no está, el ICE no estás aquí hoy. La policía no están aquí. Yo soy reportero. Sí. Sí, tranquilo. Si había la policía aquí, estaban aquí en la sala, pero no están. No tiene nada a esconder, ¿no? ¿Ya puso asilo?
Sí.
Okay. Eso te da la chance con asilo, ¿verdad? Es como 5 años. ¿No has escuchado eso?
Sí, claro.
¿Y no por CBP-1? ¿O si se entregó? CBP-1, ok. ¿Cuántos años tiene aquí? 2 años, muy bien. All right, so they've been in the country 2 years. They entered through CBP-1. They didn't want to go up to see the judge, their lawyers, but I think they were scared that they might be set with ICE. Okay. Good luck.
What's up, man?
What's going on? Hey, if there's a chance that Richard Kern got that line that can be fixed today, I want to go ahead and do that.
There ain't no chance. I ain't going down there digging through all them lines he's got. You want to go down there and dig through them? That'd be. You
can't send somebody to do it?
No, not to dig through all them lines. You have a pile of them lines, like a dumpster bin full of them. And I already paid to have your line fixed. I tried to pay them extra money to do it today. You see what they give us? That's what Volvo give us right there. They give us the wrong line. After we told them we needed the one to the bump. When I talked to them this morning, they won't sell that one line to the bunk. You got to buy all of them together. It's like $1,100.
See objects like 50 miles away.
So I done talked to your Inner 24, the office up there, and told them what's going on. They said fine. I said I paid for the line. It'll be. They said their guy comes in at 6:30 in the morning. He'll fix your line, and we can pick it up at 9.
Played that video earlier that said they already had this pre-planned strategy.
I know it's hot out there, man. I know it's hot out there.
I ain't making no money.
So you want to go ahead and run that? You want to run that one up there? Come back down in the morning?
I don't miss the appointment. They won't even let me. Now I got to reschedule it. I ain't going to be able to deliver it Friday now. Thursday or Friday.
They won't give you another load to run before then?
I'm going to have to do it myself.
What, pick up, get a load?
Yeah, I'm going to have to do it myself.
Is that loaded?
Huh?
Is that loaded?
Yeah.
You want to drop it back here and go pick another up?
I mean, I got a place to park it at.
I'm saying you can. I got plenty of room back here to park it.
You said 9 o'clock?
That's what the man told me. He said this tech comes in at 6:30. We can pick it up at 9.
We're already gonna do this, and they're like, "Why are we gonna do it?" I don't know. Because
so I'm about to run around.
And I got a boy that lives like that one he picked up. That's way up north.
It's really.
So he got down here at like 10, 11 o'clock with it this morning.
This is a serious problem.
I got a boy that lives down there close to where they're working on it at, down in Morrow. So when before he comes in tomorrow, I'll tell him to go by there in the morning and get it, and he'll bring it up here first thing. But look, I tried to pay him extra money to do it today. They wouldn't move us to the front of the line. They said we got people in front of you.
Like a middle ground.
It seems like they are the both.
Can I go ahead and go now then?
Yeah.
I don't need to put them back together. I mean,
he can button it back up so you can run.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, he can button you up so you can run and then swing by here in the morning.
All right. I'm about to because it seems like in almost every conflict and discussion that I've seen in my life.
What are your thoughts on me searching this car? Because
why do you want to search my car?
Well, why do you think I want to search your car?
You got me under suspicion or anything, or?
Well, there you go. I mean, you jumped right to it pretty quick, didn't you?
You said you want to search my vehicle for no reason. I know the law.
No reason. I mean, you came to a reason pretty quick. What would the reason be? Is there any reason? I mean, what's going on? What's going on?
For you to want to search my vehicle for no reason.
Well, I mean, you're the one saying no reason. My partner and I mean, there's two of you and there's two of us, and we just want to make sure everything's safe. And if we knew what was going on in the car, without you in the car possibly being a threat, that would help the scenario for us a little bit, right? You can understand.
Of you being a threat. What's your suspicion? What do you think I have?
You're the one that keeps using the word suspicion. I just kind of want to be aware of what's going on.
You know, that's one of my main rights right there. For you not to search my vehicle without probable cause to search my vehicle.
Okay. Well, as I mentioned, I just would feel a lot more comfortable if my partner and I knew what was going on inside of this car, because the windows are pretty dark. I mean, you got nice wheels on it. Are you running drugs? What are you doing?
Do you have a warrant to search my car?
Are you going to let me search your car?
Do you have a warrant to?
I mean, you gave me ID pretty easy, and I appreciate that. So you've been...
you run my ID, and my ID come back clean.
I didn't say that. I said that I'm not going to... You didn't say I came back and I asked if I could search your...
Yeah, fuck no cop.
There, we give them money like slaves. Well, we keep on keeping it.
License and registration. Alright, can you get out of the car so I can check your car? Can you get out of the car so I can check your car? Like, can you step out, please? Alright, everything's good. You can go home. Your car's good. You can go home.
Okay, see.
What? No, go home.
Yeah.
No, go home.
Aquí?
No, go home.
No hable. He's probably illegal.
presenting the news. I wanted to ask you though, do you you're describing all this, but I just wanted to ask you simply, do you see kind of a pivot, not because this is maybe somewhat separate.
Patriotic and calling for the independence of the United States from the Jewish mafia in the state of Israel.
Decline of America.
True.
More that connected with blaming, for example.
Watermelon.
Yeah, definitely.
Blaming, all these people blaming, they're saying.
Chapman. Chapman.
Because it goes like this.
It is conflicting.
It seems like we've talked about a number of things here, whether people disagree or
You got arrested, comptroller.
whether it's factual or not, what we're saying. We're at least attempting to be clear.
Trying to do political bullshit. All you ought to do is rough him up. Interfering with the government, with the federal office.
Very low IQ, and I keep noticing all these people.
Please don't put him in the elevator and then
Put his ass in cuffs too.
The Jew haters, they're all, have you noticed they're becoming worse than anything?
I'm not an incel.
Meanwhile, the women, and not you, but have you noticed that meanwhile, all these women that they're criticizing because they're more beautiful, have you noticed that?
Right up against the wall.
Step back. Whether it's wrongly or whatever, but they're more beautiful, they have more stuff, etc. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I think you noticed that. All these groups that, the Jews, the women, these people that have an anger about it maybe, and are just criticizing. Have you noticed that these groups they're criticizing just get better?
Well, I don't see that correlation because you don't criticize blacks and they're even worse.
Maybe not that.
To jail? They're taking him to jail? What do you think they're taking him?
Where are you taking?
Jail, bitch.
People that take Jews because they're so smart.
Why are you arresting the
Jealous of all their success.
Where are you taking?
But then the Jews, if there's whites that's doing well, they say, oh, it's white privilege. See how...
Lincoln Iran develops the MAGA Civil War and more.
So,
We'll absolutely love them. It funds the operation for all of you that are on the fence that have never gone to the OllisShowStore.com.
But they say it's because high IQ, they prioritize education, and they're just basically better.
But I don't understand the point.
So in case anybody thinks this is fake, now the Irish Times story is dated June 4, 2023. The New York Post story is dated June 17, 2025. They've known for a while now tons of bodies were there. 796 dead babies found hidden in a septic tank at a home run by nuns.
And that's the same reason why there's so much anti-Semitism is because that's not because people are jealous, it's because the behavior is wicked. They pin Christians and Muslims against each other.
You're making a bit of a jump. That's not fair, actually, because yeah, you're making a bit of a jump. Allow me to explain.
I've been doing research for years.
Eliminated former Iranian President Mohammad Ahmadinejad along with his wife and 2 sons in their car in Tehran.
What I'm saying about them, I'm just describing anecdotally, maybe even, that I'm noticing that the blamers get worse and the ones that they're blaming and jealous of get better. And you're saying, well,
yeah, like
but
50 Cent song, like let them hate.
What?
Or the Kanye West song, like let them hate and watch the money pile up, like kind of like that.
But you're making a bit of a jump. I'm not saying you can't criticize or do this or that. I'm just noticing that those that blame get worse, and the ones they blame and criticize get better. It's just something I've noticed. You're telling me are you trying to tell me that there's people that you deny this possibility, this existence, that people are jealous of the Jews, that people are jealous of whites?
Well, you do have a point there, like you say, like if you do speak well of them and you kind of cozy up to them, you will do better in life than if you do.
I see that's another thing. You say something else.
No, that's the point. That you said that, like they do better.
Notice how I'm not making a commentary on what you just said.
Kind of glaze them, you do better.
Have you noticed I'm neither denying nor accepting?
Neither am I.
Bad boy. Whoa. There's road rash on his butt. Oh my God, he got run over. Well, he's playing in front of a car.
They stuck where?
This guy's got a knife.
Purposely.
No, I'm not.
The last moments of Johnny Somali.
You're gonna take what I said and then flip it and be like,
Drop the fucking head. Shit. County, shots fired, shots fired. Borders, you okay? Borders, you okay?
Shoot him again, right in the head.
County, shots fired. Drop the fucking head.
How's this thing allowed? All right, quite decent. How's it? I'm ready for war. We're going to war. Well, I might have to double it.
You're licking your fingers, man.
I had to run it back. I had to run it.
Yeah, go ahead and get to the next call. It was a productive talk. I think it's important to discuss these topics because I believe when people feel like they're being ignored.
Oh, her vagina's hanging out.
Here's
It unsnapped.
Testing record of smoking gun.
Yeah.
888-775-3773. We just talking. Man, have you noticed that, folks? Straight up. On the blame. I'm telling you, this what they call misogyny, what they call anti-Semitism, what they call racism. We've come to learn that it's just being honest, but everything you can put in that umbrella term of those isms.
And their officer blows whistle on potential multi-million-dollar fraud.
I believe it is.
Who would have the authority to remove references to directed energy exposure?
The State Department and CIA.
Why was the intelligence withheld?
It gets to the heart of the U.S. government always trying to minimize any potential directed energy attack.
You've exclusively shared this record with us. Is that your signature?
No, it is not.
Are you alleging fraud with a government contract?
Yes, I am.
What is the cost of coming forward?
The cost for me has been not only financial, but it's been profound in terms of my career. When I see that, I see the U.S. government doing the worst of the worst, putting pressure on me to be quiet, using my kids, using my wife. And that is the worst. That's beyond reprehensible in a very Soviet way.
Seven 796 dead babies.
Okay.
Sad.
My caller there, right?
We'll be glad to make real swords. Clean thing.
fire and fury like the world has never seen. He has been very threatening.
Fuck you, whore.
Excuse me?
You heard me. I got all kinds of cameras around, so go for it. I didn't... Fuck you, whore.
Excuse me?
Excuse me, my ass. You heard what I said, bitch.
You heard me. I got all kinds of cameras around, so go for it. I didn't say a damn word to you. I just looked at you as you walked away.
You're a pedophile.
You're a whore.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
My kid was gonna get on your train, and you're...
I don't want her on my train. Not with a whore mother like you.
A whore mother?
That's right.
You heard me.
He ain't stuttering.
Do you hear the way this man's talking to me?
He just called you a whore, bitch.
A whore mother?
Yeah, I did. And I got cameras everywhere. Just showing exactly what you f***ing did to me.
What did I do?
You walked away and then turned around and
Because I didn't pay to get on?
You can go. I hope you're recording it. Let people know what a you are to jump somebody that's doing their job like you did.
You don't be talking to the engineer like that, lady.
Hey, child molester. He is. This is everywhere, you know. You have this military parade.
No, you are.
What did I was gonna pay for the ride with my child.
Get out of here.
We're at Arizona Mills Mall.
Put my kid on your
And do you think I want my children riding that train?
We don't give a rat's ass.
No, I don't.
Everybody's offended. Everybody's offended.
Could you design
Water's thrown into a volcano.
This drone here flying above, right here, and I guess it's supposed to be a show.
I've learned so much about EBT or SNAP or whatever. I'm kind of pissed off. Posted in one of my mom groups. Tell me all of your EBT tips and tricks to get.
The Islamic Republic has reached its end and is falling. Like a frightened rat, Khamenei has gone underground and lost control of events. What has begun is irreversible. The future is bright, and together we will navigate this sharp turn in history. In these difficult days, my heart is with every defenseless citizen who has been harmed and has fallen victim to Khamenei's warmongering and delusions. For years I have tried to spare our homeland the flames of war. The end of the Islamic Republic. It is the end of its 46-year war with the Iranian nation. The regime's machine...
I don't even know if that video... You can't even tell these videos are real anymore.
Hey, you forgot to cover your mad face.
It's easier.
CCJ striking Iran right now. IDF is targeting underground facilities.
Here, 888-775-3773. I want to get right to calls here.
Let's go.
What was I saying about this? I was just kind of speaking about this decline. Just speaking about it. What was I saying about this decline? Honestly, that's it. Let's get to Jamie out of Atlanta. Appreciate your call. You've been holding there for a bit.
I've been holding for.
Jamie, you're on the air.
Been holding for a while there, Nick. We're gonna come
Thank
get.
you, Jamie. Just had a few calls and a couple of topics to get to, but I appreciate you holding.
I hear you, man. We're gonna come. Ain't you an?
The line of calls.
Ain't you an anchor baby?
Yes, sir.
We're coming to pick your ass up.
Anchor baby.
We're gonna come pick your ass up and send you back to where you come from.
Swear, man. Don't keep it clean, man.
Well, you
You're
can't
gonna pick me up and do what?
send you back.
How are you gonna do that?
We're going. Where'd you come from?
But how are you gonna do that?
What ICE is gonna get you?
But how?
What do you mean how?
Yeah, how? How you say you're gonna come get me and kick me out of this country? My
Yeah.
family abused the country's laws fair and square. I'm a citizen.
No, you're not a citizen.
Jamie's not doing anything. Jamie ain't doing ish.
They need to get you out of here, though. If you're an anchor baby, you need to go.
You might be right about that.
Well, let's talk
now,
about.
Now on that separate statement about anchor babies needing to go,
Yeah.
you might be right about that.
Let's talk about what's
Personally,
going.
If it was up to me, I would be the. If it was up to me, I'd be the last of the anchor babies. No more. I say, remove birthright citizenship. Personally,
Yes.
I definitely want to see that happen. The anchor babies is an absolute. The anchor baby situation is an absolute travesty of the nation. It should definitely be undone. But Jamie out of Atlanta ain't doing ish.
Oh, I'm doing it because I voted for Trump.
You're not.
Yeah.
On what grounds?
We voted for Trump. Trump's gonna get it done. But let's talk about what's going on in Israel.
You're gonna retroactively remove my citizenship?
Yes.
You don't know who you voted for then.
I voted for Trump. Let's talk about.
You might. I don't know.
Let's talk about what's going on over there in Israel right now.
See how you do. Wait, what?
Let's talk about what's going on in Israel. I just messing with you about kicking you out of the country.
I know. Go ahead. You were saying about Israel?
Okay, so Israel got upset when Hamas struck them on October the 7th, correct?
Yeah.
But then they can go and strike Iran and nothing's supposed to happen to them?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't seem like nothing's going to happen. Iran struck them back.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but it's using their logic, they're doing what they're doing in Gaza, murdering all of the Palestinians. You know, I don't care if they kill everybody that's Hamas, but they've been killing babies and women and all of that. So using their logic, from them striking Iran didn't strike Israel until they were provoked.
I'm trying to understand your logic. You're saying that Israel is saying they shouldn't be hit by Iran?
Well, yeah, they're saying that Israel shouldn't be hit by Iran, even though they initiated the strikes on Iran.
I don't understand where you're getting that from. I'm not familiar with anybody with Israel or anybody in Israel thinking that they shouldn't be hit by Iran. I'm not understanding. Are you saying that Israel is surprised that they're hit by Iran?
No,
I think they're surprised.
I think
they knew that attacking Iran would elicit a response. Are you thinking that Israel was surprised by the response by Iran? I'm not understanding.
No, I think they're doing it intentionally to drag America into fighting their battles over there.
Okay.
So what Trump should do is stand back and let them fight it out over there, and because Israel can't survive against Iran if America's not backing them.
And why should Trump do that?
What do you mean why should? Because it ain't in our interest. It ain't in our interest to go over there and save Israel.
What do you mean why? I just want to know why.
It's because it's not in our interest.
No, I just want to know why should Trump let Israel handle it by himself and not get involved.
Because it's not in our interest to put Americans' life in danger for Israel.
Okay.
Israel started this. Let Israel deal with the consequences.
Fair enough. Okay, I hear you. Jamie Atlanta wants to see Trump let Israel handle it.
Yeah, let Israel handle it. Same thing in what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. Let them handle it over there. It ain't bothering us. Y'all go ahead and tear yourselves up. We're not sending. America needs to stop sending money everywhere. Stop propping everybody up. Because my paycheck is taxed to do this crap. And I'm sick of it.
Well, I hear you, Jamie. You made it loud and clear, man. Appreciate your call on this.
Thank you, dear Anchor, baby. Yeah, we're coming to get you. We're coming to get you.
Not on my watch.
Later, Nick. Let's see what he says.
Everybody up, because my paycheck is taxed to do this crap, and I'm sick of it.
Well, I hear you, Jamie. You made it loud and clear, man. Appreciate your call on this. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, we're coming to get you. We're coming to get you.
Not on my watch. Oh, sorry about that, Jamie. Call me again, 888-775-3773. Suddenly, the based anchor baby, ready for deportations, will become obstinate. Like, no, don't kick me out. Obviously, I don't want to get kicked out. And I'm telling y'all, immigrants, to chill. Because we could have, like, a nice thing, maybe. And it would have been fine. But you guys hate America. You guys hate America. And do not want to be American. I mean, you're out here calling them colonizers. Or at least somewhat, or when you hear, or maybe you're not calling them colonizers, but when your kids are out there protesting about colonizers, you're like, but they got a point. Yeah, get out. So, what was I saying about that? What was I saying? I mean, I'm just going hard on the immigrants, I guess. Oh yeah, they hate America. And it could have been fine. We could have been fine, but you hate America. And now it's just like conflict when you don't go this way, right, towards peace and like not anger and not fighting. You only have the other direction. And what's that gonna look like? It's gonna look like us on the trains, or an America that doesn't exist anymore. You just suddenly find yourself in South Africa. It's either that, or we wake up and we're gonna be on the trains out of here.
All right, C-Sal and all them's over there on that thing.
I told you. You should have been a better guest. You should have loved America.
No, I'm not married to Terry.
Let's get to, let's see here. We got Eric, New York. Appreciate your call. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up? I'm calling back from last time. I don't know if you remember. My name's Eric from New York.
All right, let's go over here and look at some videos. Because I'm finna go play Call of Duty. I am. Don't you do it. Irate black woman confronts a white woman with her young child in London.
Record, bitch. Record. You think I'm playing? You think I'm gonna wet you? You think I'm gonna wet you? You think I'm gonna wet you? What, because you with a buggy?
Which I have my daughter here.
I don't give a fuck.
I have my daughter here.
Yeah? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking attitude, yeah? Big enough to have a fucking attitude, yeah? But you're with your kid. Fucking dumb bitch.
Nothing. I just asked to excuse me.
I don't give a fuck. You're meant to wait. You're meant to wait. Fucking dumb bitch. Dumb bitch.
Whoop her ass.
She lives here.
No, she doesn't live there. Continue.
You what you gonna do?
Because I'll whoop your ass next. That's what I'll do. Come and record that door. Come and record that door, bitch. Come and record that door and see what happens next.
You learn how to fight.
Next. I ain't fucking playing. I don't give a shit if you're with your kid.
I have my daughter here. Look, my daughter. Look what she did.
Yes.
Look at the police.
Call the fucking police, dumb bitch.
Say this in Japanese or Chinese or Vietnamese or the other knees. This shit say bitch nigga.
Is there any reason to believe the Israelis are going to slow down, or are they going to hit the accelerator right now because they've got superiority?
Yeah, over the next 2 days, right? You're going to find out.
Has the Gang of Eight...
Nobody's slowed up so far.
Has the Gang of Eight been notified about what's coming in the next couple days?
What we know can do.
What can you do?
It's not necessary.
What can you do in Washington that you couldn't do in Canada?
Just be a little bit, I think, more well-versed. Not having to use telephones so much because I don't believe in telephones. Because people like you listen to them, you know. So, being on the scene is much better. And we did everything I had to do on the G7. We had a good
You going
G7.
to the camera?
We signed the deal with...
Tell him I said what's up.
The European Union, phase 1 of a deal. But we signed the deal with the UK.
Do you have any reason to believe the Israelis are going to slow down, or are they going to hit the accelerator right now?
Screw Israeli. Open the day they're trying to lose. Bending. Whooping the shit out of his ass. He's trying to steal something. Whoop him. I say he raised this woman's home looking for a illegal alien husband who wasn't there. The agents were accompanied by Secretary of Homeland Security Nome. While claims that her husband did nothing wrong despite being an illegal.
It was an early morning shock outside Sabrina Medina's front door. Video captured by Medina and neighbors shows a large number of ICE agents, accompanied by the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem.
They kept on telling me, like, where is your husband? And I said, he's not here. They were like, where is he at? Stop hiding him. Like, I'm not hiding him. Like, he's not here.
The agents dressed
How about you? You got some paper?
Military-style gear were demanding to know where her husband was, claiming he was in the country illegally and had a criminal record from years
She's probably
ago.
illegal too. Lock her up.
He was arrested.
Allah Akbar. That boy's knocking him down. Knocking down threes. Chapman's. Hello? Hello?
Court will sentence you to 20 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served.
20 years.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you? All right, you're 18. Any time that somebody serves is a lot of time. Many things can happen at the prison. Do not become institutionalized at the prison. You need to realize that you're where you are now because of your actions. I understand with the murder case, the way it's charged, which is legally a way it can be charged. Because you were evading, you actually didn't hit the person in the crosswalk. The police actually hit that person chasing you, right? And so when you're sitting at the prison, you're probably going to start thinking, I shouldn't be here. Other people are going to start talking to you saying, you should have done this and that. But what I can tell you, that's the law, right? So at the prison, you can still get your education. At the court will sentence you.
Pretty. Put some on my butt because I'm a whore.
Talk. It's my time to talk. It's my time to talk. If you're not willing to investigate the why, then just shut up. Just admit you're a surface level propaganda consumer, and let's just move on from this debate. Because if you're not willing to investigate the why, then you're worthless here. Let me explain the why. Our media, after 9/11...
I'm finna go over and play some Call of Duty. We appreciate y'all. We got 4 in here. Appreciate y'all stopping by, hanging out for a little while. We will see y'all when we're gonna see them. Later.
Told us exactly what they want you to repeat like a parrot. Radical Islam, radical Islam, radical Islam. Well, let me tell you the 2 people that benefited from September 11th. The military-industrial complex and Israel. That is undeniable. Now, if you go into the Muslim world, what are they hearing about 9/11? Do you think they're hearing about radical Islam? Do you think they're hearing about Osama bin Laden? No, because they know it's stupid. Because they know Osama bin Laden from a cave in Afghanistan did not orchestrate 2 planes flying into the Twin Towers.
75. You need to hurry up, Jody. You've been gone long enough. Why? Huh? For what?
Elves off duty for the day. Santa's got the tools in hand, wants to make it home to play. Christmas lights on the dash, guiding him through frosty roads. Truck is roaring down the way as he's counting every
That's 22 minutes.
Carol Santa's working on the double.
Himself. They don't deal with the propaganda we deal with and say they don't believe that nonsense. But nonetheless, what is the aftermath?
Okay,
now America.
He did.
Now America goes into the Middle East, destroys Afghanistan, destroys Iraq. All of these people are misplaced, and now the same sentiment that these people have for Israel, they now have for America. So yes, they want to go on jihad against us because they believe we destroyed their way of life. I'm out. I'm done. I don't want anyone in that region to hate us anymore. I don't want anyone in that region to be subsidized with us anymore. And it all comes back right to the same point. That's the point.
No, the point is they're going to want to kill you regardless, right? And now you think a country the size, like what, 16, 15 million?
I thought you didn't deal in absolutes. Now you can say for sure they want to kill me. They want to kill me.
Well, no, I can say for sure they chant death to America, right? That's
and they do in Austin, Texas. So let's go nuke it.
That's a false equivalency. Look, here's it.
It's the exact same equivalency.
You want to find out the why, right? But by
no, I just explained the why.
No, you explained your opinion on the why, right? Which is you can
trying to let Russia get away with what they did, and our
with the wrench in hand, fixing up his big old ride. Semi-truck, not slave is here, needs to make it home by night. Carols playing on the radio, snowflakes fall within the light. Santa breathing heavy.
Their oil. We still call it the Carter Doctrine. His point.
No, freezer.
Bloody.
Oh, shit, a freezer.
Breaking news, the president very, very active on his Truth Social.
God damn, what's going on? Just really be out there, paper sauce. Smoke that smoke, plays in Arizona. Smoke down, get people smoke in a boat. She be out of pocket every shit she got her ass done. She's really good, so give her ass fast. Slow down, you bitch, you help her with a back. My phone ringing while I'm sitting right outside. My bitch now start back home like disaster. I've been fucking with Oh shit. Oh shit.
She's in the mother. That's her mother, and I'm her dog.
Oh shit. There you go. God damn, what's going on?